We are live. Hello, everybody. My name is Merrill from Metal Detecting NYC and, of course, Subterrix. And, gentlemen, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hey
John,
y'all, this is Joshua with Vets Dig Beats, the pinpointer lanyard that changed the game, joining the team with a platform that's changing the game of metal detecting research.
all right, I'm
Mark,
brass medic Mark Dayton out of California, California Gold Rush metal detectorist, treasure hunter, prospector, and YouTube guy. So I'm happy to be here as a coach and part of the coaching program.
and legend. Mark,
Yeah,
Mark,
thanks.
Mark is a legend and one of my idols. It's good to have you here, Mark. Thanks for joining.
Definitely.
Um,
So is this
I'm
guy.
Ryan. I'm Ryan Marcus. I'm founder of Subterrix, a nut about metal detecting, an entrepreneur, and just a nice guy. So I was lucky enough to have a good idea and bring that idea to fruition. And excited to be here with three very good friends. And we're looking forward to having a good conversation and engaging with the audience. Merrill, thanks for hosting.
You're welcome. So, I understand we have a few giveaways that are happening tonight. Am I right with that?
You understand correctly, as a matter of fact. So I think tonight, and we'll spread them out because there are a decent amount of giveaways, and we may go a little crazy and just add to them. Right now, I think we're set for giving away at least 2 elite annual memberships. We're going to be giving away an absolutely amazing 1497 Spanish real from Spain from the times of Ferdinand and Isabel.
Whoa.
So that's going, and we'll share pictures in just a little bit. So we'll give that away. We're going to give a cleaning kit away, a Subterrix cleaning kit between brass and copper, gold, silver, Subterrix cleaning pencils, and the Subterrix Vice. And depending upon how crazy we decide to get, there may be some surprises in between. I have a hoard of coins right here. I may just pull a couple out and we just may randomly give them away.
Wow.
Mark, I just have to ask this. I can't resist. Since
Yeah.
we have a brass cleaning solution
Yeah.
and you are brass medic, have you
Right.
tried that yet?
I have not tested it yet. And I
That,
do.
that
I
sounds like
wrench
a
on a
match
lot of
made in heaven
relics.
right there. So we
Yeah.
gotta send it to you.
I'm the guy to try it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I've tried it a little bit and I like it a lot. I'm going
Yeah.
through my learning curve, but it's quality stuff. So
A lot
Yeah.
of people don't realize how I got my name, and it's because I was a paramedic, but I also fix a lot of the relics in the area for the guys that find them, and it's mostly all brass. So they just started calling me the brass medic.
you just took one of my questions. That was one of the questions that I had, and that's such a interesting name for a YouTube channel. For the record,
Is it?
I'll add to that. I once
Yeah.
worked in a school where the mission was to get each student certified as EMTs. So the frontline medics, work in ambulances. We had a student, a school of about 800, and pretty much New York's workforce of medics. A lot of them came from the school that I used to work in. So
Wow, nice. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Here in
good.
California, if you want to get a job as a firefighter, you got to be a paramedic.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Oh, is that right?
yeah.
absolutely.
Wow. Awesome. Mark, you and I were texting yesterday and you were out detecting with your girlfriend. How did you guys end up making out on that hunt?
Well, I can't talk about how we made out, but
I don't mean that kind of made out.
I'm just kidding.
It is
No, we
after
did really
9. I
good.
mean, you can if you wanted to. There are
She's a
no kids in here,
fantastic
but
researcher, and like as we speak right now, she's probably on lidar right now, and she's just got so many places marked, and she does the same thing that Subterrix does, and kind of gives you a number 1 to number 2 to number 3, and we just go right down the list. But the second spot that we hit yesterday, she called me from on top of a little ridge about 80 feet above me and about 50 yards away. I got a coin. So I said, oh, cool. And then she goes, 1875. I said, is that silver? She said, yeah. I said, oh boy, I was thinking right away that could be a Carson City. Turns out it was a silver dime. And when I turned over to look the back of it, I saw CC clearly till I got home and cleaned it a little better. And it's an S. But I had her all excited, and we were all excited that it was a CC coin. which are extremely rare. But the S is pretty rare too, and it's a fantastic coin. It looks like it was just dropped. So she got a nice seated dime, followed by several pieces of jewelry, and I got all this on video. It'll be on my next adventure video. And I found some cool stuff too. Everything that we were touching was 1850s to 1870s. So it was a fun little day. Lots of cool pieces of broken glass, and this is a whole community that was there and long forgotten, overgrown completely until just recently when they came in and took all the trees down from the fire, and they took all the shrubs out, and now it's just bare dirt, and we're seeing ground that hasn't been seen in 150 years.
Wow.
I just put this comment up just to prove. We're going to be reading your comments in the audience. I'm going to be reading as fast as I can. I should have worn my glasses. But my point is, if you have questions for anybody that is here, please, by all means, ask it. There's a way for all of us. There's a star button, if you notice, gentlemen. We can star the comment and bring it up a little bit later, but I just wanted to show you that, ask us questions. This is meant to be an interactive live stream, and I'm seeing some really familiar names. I want to say hi to Jay. I want to say hi to Bill. 5280 Adventures is in the house.
Yeah.
Tony.
Debbie from
My
American
buddy Todd
Digger.
is out there.
Oh, yeah.
Scott Whitaker.
And Brady.
Brady, hey, Brady, how are you? Brady makes the coolest knives. If you guys haven't seen some of Brady's work, I'd highly recommend that you check out his Facebook page. It's some of the most beautiful. Merrill, you have one of those. Actually,
I have one of them. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's absolutely amazing. Brady, if you text me a couple pictures of some of your more recent stuff, I'll share it on the screen here in a little bit. But it's good to see you, pal. Thanks for joining.
We have B. Higgles here, who's a very well-known detectorist. I've come across videos of B. Higgles before.
Yeah, Brian. He's in my opinion one of the best that's out there. He and I got off to a little bit of a rocky start. I was bugging him pretty commonly as we first started Subterrix, and of course, he's busy doing his own thing. But I'm glad we were able to get together. Happy to have you. He's actually an ambassador under Josh, who leads our ambassador program. So thanks for coming out here, Brian. Appreciate it.
Yeah, just to add to the Brady praise, we got two artists here, Brady and Tony, who with the 3D printer does amazing stuff
Displays.
as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I certainly would like to learn.
You don't have to go far to see. Oh,
there you go.
Let's see if I can get it to render. I've got tons of these. My Indian head just came off of. I've got. I think I bought 5 for myself, and then when Josh was at the latest event, Josh, how many did we get from Tony's shop to give away?
I think.
We got 25. I bet you those went like hotcakes.
Oh, we didn't let them all go away. We saved some for future events. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Melissa, how are you? Sorry, Merrill, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, that's fine. I was actually going to say hi to Melissa also. We got Tom here. And what's up, Tom? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. And I was going to say, how I met Joshua, Melissa, a bunch of events. They kept me company, and so happy to be working together with Joshua on Subterrix now. So, hi, Melissa. Good to see you.
I want to get to some questions for Mark Merrill.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the things I always, like I have a high frequency coil, and, dying to use it. I'm using it on the beach. I'm using it in high iron settings, but one of the places that it is intended to be used is gold fields. I would be a rookie detectorist, going to the gold fields. Mark, what do you look for when you go gold detecting? And I'd like to know what percentage of the time that you do that compared to other forms of metal detecting.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going for relics about 8 out of 10 times, and the other 2 times I force myself to go look for gold. I still like the relics, and I'm surrounded by gold. I could throw a dart in any direction, and I got gold all around me. But there's a lot of competition out there too, and there's a lot of ground that, it's one of those things where if you can't put a gold claim on it and you have a permission, you guard it from everybody else as much as you can because it's so competitive. The metal detectors that we're using won't really hear any piece of gold smaller than like $40. So the smallest nugget you find is a $40 bill. So there's a lot of people out here that are in it for the money. A lot of people have gold fever. But what I'm looking for to answer your question is where the old timers were digging. And they didn't just dig prospect holes here and there. When you look on the LiDAR, especially our high resolution LiDAR on here, and you can see every little rock they stacked up and all their diggings, their tailing piles. And I'm looking for where they really spent a lot of time digging because they wouldn't have done all that work unless they were getting good gold. And sometimes you can see a uniform looking pattern of digging and where they didn't really spend a lot of time in one certain area, but rather everything looks the same. A lot of times that's just prospecting in a methodical way. But where they moved earth and they stacked rocks and they really did a lot of work, that's where you look for gold because that's where gold's been found. And that makes it easier for me just to go into those spots and look where they already started finding gold. They didn't have metal detectors, so
right. I'm used to the LiDAR, cellar holes and, straight lines. You look for irregularities or, anything that's man-made, straight line. I'm used to looking for that, but right, I guess it would be a different signature looking through tailings and now you have me very curious. I know what I'm going to do after the stream. I'm going to be looking in the region for it. Well, I have to know what it looks like. You're going to have to coach me a bit on that. Good thing you're heading up our coaching program.
Yeah. And you have to keep in mind when you're looking at LiDAR and you're researching where to go look for gold, and pay dirt will help you with this. But there's 3 different types of gold, really. You have placer gold, which is in the current waterways right now. And it's moving around in big streams, rivers, and it's currently in the water systems. And to find that, you have to go into those water systems or dig in the banks or whatever, snipe, or in some places where it's okay, you could dredge. But that's one type. And then you have something very similar, but it's ancient stream beds. And then, gotcha. So when you try to find a spot where you have ancient stream beds and you get down to where the bedrock was or the caliche, the heavy clays down below the heavy rocks, all the gold's still sitting right in there from millions of years ago in a pay layer, just like it is down at the river right down the road today. So then there's another type of gold, which is kind of what I mostly spend my time in, which is considered raw gold still at the source. So you have quartz outcroppings where they pop up through the earth and you have a contact zone. A lot of times you see it with other host minerals like tilted slates and gray wacky and other things that are in the area like that. But quartz typically, where it's popping up out of the earth and breaks apart, is where I spend most of my time. So my gold has never seen water. It's gnarly. It's just right out of the fissures and the cracks. And it's just right out in the flat areas. It's hard to believe you walk in a flat field where there's no water and there's gold out there.
Wow.
But that's just the way that the 3 different types of gold we have here are.
All right. I don't know how to say this. I'm just going to say this. I grew up on, the coyote chasing the roadrunner. And, as an adult processing this, it makes me think about, like source gold deposits, because when, while the roadrunner was running by, you really don't have like a still frame on the screen. And I'm sure there was gold in that region. How much of these source deposits, and I'm sorry, I'm being serious with this question now.
Yeah.
How many of these source deposits do you think have not been found that are, I know it's a hike to get up in the desert. There's somebody who was just reported missing just like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But how many of these source deposits do you think are still not found?
Well, it depends on the scale of the source deposit, because if you're talking something that has millions of ounces in it, then there's probably not a lot, because using modern geology and satellite and soil samples and all the stuff they do, the drillings, they're able to know kind of where the gold should be for some of those big deposits. But there are literally countless dozens and dozens of what I would consider significant source deposits of 10 ounces or less, maybe, all around my area here. And it hasn't happened to me yet. So my biggest piece I ever found was one piece of quartz about this big with 10 ounces of gold in it.
Wow.
So that was my biggest piece I found. But I'm an infant in the game out here. Trust me, there's been many pieces in the multiple pounds of gold in one piece, or in one giant piece of quartz with gold mixed all through it, like the size of a bowling ball or bigger. And sometimes it gets up to 100 ounces just in quartz mixed in. And when you find those specimens like that, they're really cool, because not only are they more valuable, because now you have 4 different people that want to buy it. You have people that are like gem and mineral collectors.
Right.
You have museums and academia that want it for their specimen collections. You have people that are going to cut it and make jewelry out of it. And then you have the gold people that just want the gold. So there's 4 different people now looking to buy that one rock, whereas just a nugget is only really something you can sell to a gold person, or maybe a collector of nuggets. But there's so much of that source gold you're talking about out here everywhere. It's just an ordeal with private property and claims, but it's out here everywhere.
And you still say that relic hunting is your favorite type of metal detecting.
I do. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that.
That's incredible.
I know.
No, it makes
Strange.
sense. It makes sense because, well, listen, I mean, East Coast of the United States, Europe, like, laughs at us, okay? Like, whenever I find a coin, like 1700s,
Right.
which doesn't happen often, but it's happened a few times, they're like, oh, look at that adorable American. These, like, freaking out about, finding something from the 1700s when we find that in local parks, like, every day. But California, in terms of coin history, I mean, maybe with the exception of Spanish, you're talking about, 1800s, post-gold rush, mid-1800s. So,
Right.
yeah, finding that seeded quarter, especially Carson City, that's a big deal. That's a great find.
Yeah, absolutely. So the gold, when you pick it up, and me and Josh were talking a little bit today about gold. When you pick it up out of the ground, you're probably the first human being ever to see it. And it's a special moment just to see that it still has its original shine, like it never dulls. And when you pull it out of the dirt, it's just alive and on fire. And you're probably the first person ever to look at it, touch it, and it's just a special moment in time. And I think that that's where gold fever comes from, honestly, is the endorphins and just the rush you get when you see it, touch it, and find it. And then the feeling you have on the way home, just knowing that you have 1 or 2 or 3 pieces on you or more. Just the drive home is so much better than when you have nothing, By the way, Vance Jones, I see him active in the chapter as one of our locals here who does really good in one of the local prospecting clubs here and gets out there and finds the good yellow stuff.
I saw your comment, Vance, but Merrill would love to go out to California. You better believe it. So, yeah, thank you for that comment.
Merrill, have you never gone detecting for gold in all of your detecting time?
I go detecting for New York gold nuggets. In other
We're
words,
not talking about space peanuts, are we?
Well, they end up being space peanuts, which is just like this mystery material that we find on Staten Island beaches that we're still trying to figure out, where did it actually come from? We used to think it was slag from the bridges. Now, like, my latest thought is it's, they were trying to protect the beaches because there was a big storm that came through called Superstorm Sandy. And from detectors I've spoken to, that was not there before that, but major pushing on the beaches there. But I think it was more, instead of trucking in the sand, they mixed it with some local material and dumped it on the beaches to protect, from flooding. New York gold nugget. What is a New York gold nugget? Basically finding rings at the beach, chains at the beach. That's what I call a New York gold nugget. I would love to go find some actual gold nuggets. I tell you, man, this conversation so far has my brain like firing in a million directions. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson. I heard him speak on gold and say how if you compare the scarcity of gold in the universe versus soil, organic material, it's not even close. The real gold is the stuff that enables us to grow stuff, but it's so common. And of course, gold is heavy. There's probably a lot more in, liquid form underneath the earth. They know this because of the, I forget the name of it, but there was this, it's not an asteroid, minor planet, that planet core that's exposed. And it's basically all gold. And if the material gets pulled back to Earth, the price of gold, because it will become more common, it would go down. But it's special for us. It's been special to people before, long before any of us were alive. But
also it's weird
yeah.
because it's the heaviest thing you will ever hold, and it has a pull on your hand that is almost supernatural, because your whole life you've never felt anything pull so hard against gravity. That's the certain size of it. Imagine reaching into a hole and pulling this out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
is that
over
your
4 ounce nugget.
That's your weightlifting thing from the gym, right?
Right, yeah.
So
I dug this on my birthday live on my channel. You can see it, yeah.
What?
How many ounces is that, Mark?
When you feel it in your hand, it's just, like I said, it's out of this world. Yeah, it's something really crazy.
Speaking
How many
of out
ounces
of this
is that?
world, yeah.
4.
Wow.
Speaking of out of this world, like I was listening into your conversation with Ryan, and all that was going through my head is, this is the real Dos Equis guy. You chase meteorites.
Yeah, I do.
He's the Dos Equis guy.
Right, I am. Yeah.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
The most interesting man in the world.
Yeah.
Mark, tell us how you got into meteorite chasing. Tell us, how much time do you spend traveling across the country, trying to chase them?
Yeah, I mean, I go as soon as we know there's an event and there's confirmed rocks on the ground. With me, it's got to be confirmed rocks on the ground. Like, I have to wait till someone finds one or two before I'm going to fly to Florida or something, on a whim. Some of the people have unlimited funds and they just go and take a chance. But I go about once or twice a year. I'm sorry, maybe less than that. On average, once a year, to get in a plane and fly somewhere across the USA and look for a fresh fall. But I've been doing it since '95, and it's kind of a weird story how I got into it. I was collecting Hot Wheels, believe it or not, back in '95. Me and a couple other firefighters would go down to the Walmart and try to find these rare Hot Wheels and stuff. And it was just a side hobby. And I had a whole bunch of these little Mars rovers that came out in Hot Wheel form. Yeah. So basically what I did is I took those little Mars rovers and I put them on, at the time, AOL, to show them off. And some guy reached out to me on AOL and said, "Hey, do you have like 10 of those? I want to buy them." So I gave him my phone number. He called me up and we're talking on the phone. And so I made a deal with him and sent him like 12 or 14 of them. And he sent me a book. He says, "When you get the book, call me back." So the book showed up. It was called Rocks from Space. And he was inside the book. He didn't write it, but he was a feature inside the book. He was like the rock star of meteorites. And his name is Bob Haag, Haag. So I made friends with Bob and talked to him back and forth on the phone a few times. But just reading that book, I was intrigued and loved everything about it. And he's the one that taught me like how to go find them and where to look for them. And then fast forward to the early 2000s, and there was a TV show that came out, right? There's a TV show that came out called Meteorite Men, featuring two guys, and they would go all around the world and look for meteorite falls, historical falls and current falls. And they did 3 seasons doing that, and that just brought that whole meteorite collecting and hunting thing to millions of new eyeballs and viewers. And it got real popular, and on the heels of that came a certain small amount of us being exposed to some NASA scientists who were doing a new type of research using Doppler radar. So academia was really smart, and they made it so you could only report fireballs in one place on the internet right now. So if you wanted to type in, "I want to report a fireball," it would send you to one place. And that app is really cool. When you log in there and say, "I saw a fireball," it says, "Where were you?" and it puts you in 3D in the world and then space and time exactly where you were standing. And you could use your phone to look around and see what you saw. And then when you get to the sky where you saw it, you draw a line of the angle where it started and where it stopped. And it automatically creates a data set based on what you saw and everybody else around you. It only takes 3 different people and their reports to make a triangulation and know the possible trajectory of it. And then you look at all the timestamps. And once all that data is in there, you have 200, 300, 400 reports, and everybody says the same color and where they first saw it, where it ended. Then these scientists use Doppler radar, which is for weather actually, and it can see moisture in the air, but it also can see, flocks of birds. It can see insects, smoke, and falling rocks. And we see the rocks literally coming right through the sky in a slice of time. We lose them at some certain altitude, but then they use what they call dark flight modeling software to continue the rest of the flight all the way down to the ground, and we get an X marks a spot map in our hands that we can use, get on an airplane, fly to Florida, and go right out to where the rocks should be. And we even know where the big rocks are and where the small rocks are. And for those of us that have access to those kinds of documents, we have a lot more success. And then once we start finding them, just because of the nature of news and television and radio and everything else, within a day or two, everybody in the community is out there with us, and we're all finding them. So it's a really fun thing.
Dos Equis guy.
Yeah.
Merrill, did you know that that Mark is in a band? Were you aware
Dos
of that?
Equis guy.
I'm in a band, yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, Mark.
Yeah, I've been playing guitar and singing since I was a teenager, and I'm in 2 different bands right now. I'm in a country cover band called Locked and Loaded, and we play up and down the whole west coast of the United States and do mostly fairs and casinos and city concert series and stuff like that, rodeos. Then I have another show, which is an Alan Jackson tribute show, where I actually go up and sing in front of a band, and I'm Alan. I don't try to look like him as much, but I dress like him and try to sound like him as much as I can. And I have an incredible world-class, I'm talking Nashville all the way band behind me with mandolin player, fiddle player, pedal steel guitar, piano, drums, bass, the whole thing, lead guitar player. And that incredible band is behind me, and all I do is stand up there and sing Alan Jackson one night. He had 35 #1 hits, so that show's pretty fun.
Josh, you strike me as a guy that could probably hop into a band and sing a couple of country songs. You ever give that a shot? You've got a nice, deep, loud voice.
The devil went down to Georgia. Let's get it. Let's get it.
I just told him that too a couple days ago on the phone.
Not you, I don't know what your voice would sound like singing, but Josh sounds like he's got a good voice.
You're forgetting about my metal detecting rap. Thank you very much. I'm the inventor of metal detecting rap.
Man. We can't touch that.
Right.
I was gonna say we just had a fireball here recently in Houston, and we were out looking around. Had some pieces go through people's roofs, and I didn't find anything, but I had a couple of friends that ended up finding a couple of pieces around the city parks and stuff like that in the Struan area.
Yeah, I was in Ohio for another meteorite event that happened on St. Patrick's Day, and our second day there, your event happened.
Oh, wow.
Followed by many other events across the United States. There was a weird, 5 days of multiple meteorites coming from all kinds of different directions. And what they think it is when that 3A or 3I Atlas or whatever it was came through, that it off-gassed so much material from being its close past to the sun that some of the things that are just stable and not really moving around too much got into our orbit and crossed paths with us all around the same time. And they just started dropping in. And one of them happened in Germany the week before Houston, crashed through a bedroom, into the roof and into a bedroom. And they went over there to look for that. A week later, we had Cleveland, Ohio, which is actually the one I was at when yours happened. And a lot of people left Cleveland and went right to Houston.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what the cool people do.
Merrill, I want to get to this question here for Bucket Mouth Adventures. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a great question. So there's a number of things that I'd suggest you doing. First of all, for everyone that doesn't know, Subterrix, if you're a free user, you get 20 credits per month. We replenish that on the first of each month. Each tool has a different cost within regards to how many credits it allocates. For Florida, specifically for hunting beaches, I'm going to recommend that you calibrate your machine using Field IQ. And I also want to let you know that our expedition planner is smart enough to know whether or not whatever pin that you're dropping, okay, is either inland or on the beach. So it will specifically run a beach version of the expedition report if you actually drop a pin on the beach. If you're not dropping on the beach and you're a woods detectorist, it will recognize that you're inland. So my suggestion to you would be Field IQ for a calibration, right? Because in Field IQ, if you do select the beach settings, our Field IQ settings actually communicate with buoys on a live basis, and it will tell you all the information that you need to know in order to calibrate your machine. And I think last I checked, we had 15 machines in which the AI has ingested the manual. But Expedition Planner, Beach Mode, and Field IQ are probably two of the best settings for right now. Merrill just spent God knows how many hours today sending over a document that looked like came out of a Harvard study. So there's going to be a new tool coming out probably in the next several weeks, just based on Merrill's request, that is specific for beach hunting. And I haven't named it yet. I haven't really even looked in depth to it, but it is going to take a couple weeks to build out. But we recognize that people clearly like to do all sorts of detecting, and we'll have another beach tool specifically out in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a lot to say about that. We're going to keep it a little mysterious right now. I've used what we have in New York right now, and it has taken me to areas that used to be beaches. A lot of people think it's still a beach, it's still sandy, but in terms of people traveling there, parking there, going to the beach there, some of them have been closed for various reasons. And it helped me. I have a video that I've been meaning to put out for a while, that I went to an old beach that really hasn't been used for like 20 years, and there is still stuff there. The sand is really one of the most fascinating mysteries that there is, because it's opportunity time. Hunting the beach is all about opportunity time. When you get down to the lower levels, that is where it's at. And of course, you have the mystery of movement, how much wave energy that's there. I sent this big formula. As like goofy as I am a big time student of beach metal detecting, and we're going to have a really good tool.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
you came up with a tutorial that I studied years ago. Now, I don't know how long you made that, how long ago it was, but I watched that video over and over again and shared it with so many people online. So
thanks, buddy.
Absolutely. It's amazing, the game changing what we're doing with everything in detecting. And Claudia mentioned a minute ago, it's incredible everything that Subterrix does. But you guys, Ryan is not stopping. Every time somebody makes a recommendation, we get more and more out. You are wait until you see what we got coming tonight, besides what we got coming in the future. You better hang on.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to show that to you. I just put Scott's comment up here. Is there an app on the Apple phone? Couldn't find it on Subterrix. Currently, no, Scott. I can't share any details yet, but Merrill, Josh, and I are working on what would be an epic add to Subterrix within regards to an app. That's all I'll say to it. I'm hoping by the end of the year we'll have something available. And I saw a comment in the actual comments suggesting to use your web, your phone or iPad. I'm going to tell everybody in the chat here that doesn't know, the platform is way too powerful. We have over 200 APIs. We have over 77 million data points. It's going to overload any type of mobile web browser. I know it's annoying. I'm going to ask you to stick with us. Right now, everything that we're doing is pre and post detecting. So it's intended for you to do all the research and analytics out of your home. right? So we ask that you do that either on a desktop or a laptop. And even then, so the two best browsers to get the absolute best experience are going to be number one, Edge, right? And make sure that that's updated. And number two, Chrome. It will work with Explorer. It will work with Firefox, but the more advanced technological data sets and the coding will work better with both Edge or Chrome. So we are going to be announcing, keeping my fingers crossed in the next few weeks, a pretty amazing piece of news, but we will shortly. Jason, if you don't own a computer, I'll joke around like I told my friend Eddie, go buy an inexpensive one, or even if you use like an iPad. I don't prefer it, but it'll work better on an iPad than it will an iPhone.
I'll say this: there is some, I won't call it functionality. If you start on the computer and you find a spot, there's a way that you could send it to your phone. This is for anybody who hasn't seen Subterrix yet. There's buttons all over the place that you push, and it gives you a QR code. You scan the QR code, and where does it go? It goes to Google Maps. So if you find that great spot, you scan it, and it goes to Google Maps, and then you just navigate there and you hunt. So that's how you connect it to the phone, but you do all of the research on the computer as of right now.
Yeah. There's we're working feverishly to get something that's a little bit more mobile friendly, but no matter what conversions we do, the data sets that we have are insanely complex. We're approaching now 300,000 lines of code. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, the average website has about 1,500, right? We're just short with what I've been working on the last couple of weeks. We're just short of 300,000, and it takes a lot of horsepower to ensure that things render correctly. And we're also using some pretty sophisticated technology that's bringing you 3D, and those data sets can get very complex. So if you can use a laptop or a computer until we're able to push through this incredible opportunity that I cannot wait to disclose once we're ready to be able to say what it is.
So I highlighted a comment there because we were just reminded by Scotty Coppers, free whiskey. We don't have free whiskey, but we do have some giveaways to do tonight.
We do.
You guys ready for the first?
Let's get one.
Let's do it. And as you're we're gonna, so Merrill, let's give away a free elite membership for a year. Oh, before I do that, sorry, let me take a step back. Tomorrow's Father's Day, right? My kids just gave me an early Father's Day gift, right? And I know we didn't plan for this, and I know, Merrill, how much you love these surprises. But here's what I'm going to say. From now to tomorrow at midnight, for anyone that's on Subterrix.com and has a free account, if you wanted to upgrade to an elite membership, for Father's Day, if you type in the code DADS26, we're doing 50% off of elite membership, right, for the next year, but you have to purchase the annual subscription, right? But it's 50% off for the entire year between now and the end of tomorrow night. Totally forgot about that, Merrill. Sorry.
Ryan, I got good news and bad news for you. So we're using the Subterrix account tonight. What I'm going to do, I'm going to send you a link right now, and I'm going to talk you through this. Link for the giveaway tool.
Oh boy. Oh, I have to do it?
You have to do it because this is like your account.
Okay.
Yeah, and you put me as a co on that, but I'm not seeing the stream. So I'm going to send this to you right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, while he's doing that, I have a little intermission for us.
There we go.
A little Mark
sweet.
Dayton on stage. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Already moved on. Don't care what his name is.
makes me want to go get a glass of whiskey and just sit back and listen to some live music.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
would offer like one of my raps right now, but we got an all-time high in the audience, and we don't want to scare people away because yeah,
Right.
Please don't.
Oh, okay.
Meryl, I took care of that link, by the way.
Oh,
so,
good.
Yeah, I don't know what to do now, but I took care of it.
Okay, so now what you got to do is share your screen. Do you remember how to do that?
I certainly know how to share my screen. Sure. Okay.
Okay. So go to share your screen and pull up that tab.
Oh, interesting. Okay. How's that?
That looks good. Add to stage. There we go. We got it. So it's going to be Brass Space Medic.
Yep. And for that, if you guys get your entries in, we are going to give a free year's membership to elite membership to Subterrix.
All right. And you hit go with it?
All right.
I hit go with it. Oh.
Them up.
Yep. Yeah, I think you did. So
Okay.
let's make, and you'll see the numbers getting counted. So it's Brass Space Medic.
Should I have not made it space?
Yeah, but you're learning.
Oh, all right. Forgive me.
Oh, there you go. Look, you see the numbers going up?
Scott Whitaker, you'd put a space before the between the hashtag and the brass when you type
Oh,
in
yeah.
somebody. You got to do it exactly as it says on the screen.
All right. The next giveaway, there won't be a space in between the words. So my bad there.
And while this is going, hey, real fast, Ryan, a great question that we had in the chat was if somebody wants to use that Father's Day discount code, but they've already got their annual subscription, can they get a second year in advance?
I'll say reach out to me and I can try and have our developer be able to offer that out.
Awesome.
Okay. So with the elite membership, what that entails is unlimited access to our platform as far as tools are concerned. You get 300 credits per month instead of just 20.
Laughing at Tony's comment.
What did Tony say?
Look.
Hold on. Oh, I can't go. Wow, there's a lot of comments here.
So, Mark, you should be able to highlight comments too. When you hover over it,
okay.
You'll see it says show.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep. Go right ahead.
Yeah, that's not working.
Tony, I see your comment.
Yeah, I can't hover. I can't do it. It won't let me do it.
Won't let me highlight
What'd he say?
I was just laughing. Meryl's day is too.
So the joke that we've had within Subterrix is because I'm XP. If you take both Subterrix and Deus in Latin, it means Lord of the Underground.
Oh,
which is very much my personality. Okay, like I don't know people. Yeah, people.
Yeah, Meryl, you're so dark and mysterious.
Exactly. Yeah, Lord of the freaking Underground.
It looks like Bill Hayes and Ray Candelaria need to fix their. They need to put a space.
Yeah,
and then
that's all my fault, guys.
Hashtag Brass Medics Gold Nugget. Dang.
If we win a subscription, can we gift it? Sure. You can let me know who you'd like to allocate that to, as long as they have a free Subterrix. And that's for Claudia Lambertson's question. Claudia, if you end up winning the drawing, just let me know who you want to gift it to, and as long as they have a free account, I will then convert that over to a free membership. Let's get to. I think. How do we only have 22 entries in here? Let's get to at least 25, and then we'll run it, Meryl. Let's move on. So we're at 23. Okay. It looks like we're at 23 now. Yeah, it looks like we're at 23. Okay. Anybody that hasn't put the space in between, go ahead and do that so that we can move on. We are giving away a Spanish Real today. It is graded a VF30. It's a 1497 to 1504 Spanish Real from the times of Ferdinand and Isabel. We're going to obviously do that. We're going to do that at the end. Let's get one more entry in for an elite membership for free. And then, Meryl, you're going to have to tell me how to run this thing.
Yep, absolutely. Well, there should be a button at the bottom. Eric, I just want to acknowledge your comment. Congratulations on that ring. That's amazing, buddy. So there should be a button, really only one button at the bottom.
I see. Draw.
Right. Exactly.
Let's give it another 10 seconds.
Chiro, can you fix yours too? It looks like you got a space after the hashtag.
Yeah, Pete didn't have a space between brass and medic.
All right, I'll give 15 seconds, and we're running it whether they get it in or not. There we go.
There you go, Pete.
I'll give it another 10 seconds, and then we'll run it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
You're doing this like a pro.
I can't screw up one button, Meryl.
Ryan.
Yeah. Nice. I know Todd already has an annual too.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad I just answered a question earlier. If he wants to give that away to a friend or family member, he can certainly just let me know who he wants to allocate that to. If they have a free account, I will then just convert that account over to I will convert that free account over to an elite membership. Sound good?
All right.
Awesome.
Am I gone?
Yep. So now let's put it back to.
There we go.
Did it?
Everybody missed my pretty beard.
Awesome. Was there anything, like, we have all sorts of new stuff, like Joshua said, Ryan's been working around the clock. Was there anything that you were planning on showing tonight, Ryan?
Yes. So I've been nonstop along with our head of development, Austin, working on all sorts of new tools and bug fixes. And I'll tell you folks, it's not an easy job. It's often thankless. The launching of the new tools is a ton of fun, but the bugs that creep in are often monotonous, thankless work. But I am happy to say that we are about 90% done with what I'll say is probably our most ambitious build ever. We've aptly named it Pay Dirt. And as you can guess, just based on some of the dialogue that we had a little bit earlier, it is specifically geared towards prospecting for gold. To me, this is going to revolutionize and change the game for gold prospecting and detecting. I'd say before I just jump into it, and I'm going to spend maybe, Meryl, 2 minutes going through it. It's not a finished product, but I did want to give everyone that took time on a Saturday night to thank them, and I'll quickly go through it and just show them some of the functions. The primary difference here is that from the research that we've done, there are tools that are out there that are primarily showing just overlays and giving the detectorist really nothing more than just raw data on a map to say, hey, I may or may not want to detect here. What it's not doing is it's not doing a terrain scan, right? It's not incorporating scientific data and stitching that data together. It's not offering to be able to put the power into the detectorist's hands. We have Pay Dirt, which is probably going to launch mid-July. I am going to say, and some of you may hate this, but this is not going to be included with elite membership. There's thousands of hours put in here of research and analytics. It will be complementary to elite membership. However, I am happy to say that if you are an elite member, we're offering 50% off of Pay Dirt, okay? Which will, the price point for Pay Dirt, just FYI, is $15.99 a month. So if you're an elite member, it will be half of that, okay? So without further ado, I'm excited to share my screen and give everyone just a glimpse of the world of Pay Dirt here. let's see. Okay. So there are numerous things happening here at the same time. First and foremost, anytime you type in any type of latitude, longitude, the elevation proxy is going to show. Clearly, what we're demonstrating here is that red is of the highest elevation, blue is of the lowest. Okay, we have the ability to morph almost like styrofoam, to morph and exaggerate the vertical head and foot of any type of range with great detail without losing resolution. It almost looks like styrofoam here, right? We're looking for various anomalies. On top of that, if we did not want to use elevation, which is just one of many data points, we can flip simply onto our radar. We can turn on what has become our famously known high-res relief, which allows us to really get high definition detail of LiDAR on any area. This is national. This is feeding national data. And you'll see here that we're 1 meter above surface. Okay. We can flip on the satellite toggle, and we can actually get and let me just reduce the exaggeration here. This is a satellite rendering of that exact area. We have the ability as well to expand the area, and this is going to take a second to promulgate and make it wider. And then we can multiply that by 3 and actually rotate to see what the ground looks like from a satellite's perspective, as far out or as close in as you want, almost like you're flying over it with a drone. Okay. In addition to that, if you were just interested in looking at the terrain, you can flip on terrain rotate on or off, and slowly it will rotate 360 degrees. Okay. One of the most enticing things for me that I really enjoy is if we stop the rotation, we go back to LiDAR, and we rake light from 0 to 360 degrees. So this is basically showing you different angles of the sun that is raking over the terrain. And it doesn't matter what angle you show it from. You can simply change the rake at any point. You can increase or decrease the brightness depending upon what your preference is. Okay. We're going to go back to satellite here. We have the ability to do a pacer flow model. And basically what that's showing is that if water was running in this area, where would there be curves and where would the water simply stop, right? Or change direction. It's going to show you anything from confluence, gradient break, slope to flat, okay, in any particular area. And the reason why this looks so scattered is because we have a wide range, but there's what pacer flow looks like naturally. Okay. We have also the ability to migrate this over to a historical topo. Okay. We can, of course, change the exaggeration there. Looks like we're at about between 2,600 feet to 2,800 feet here. Okay. I will go back to satellite, and what I'm going to do is simply click scan for gold. Now, basically what this is going to do is this is going to take millions of data points that we've collected from multiple sources. I think there's 16 million data sources that we're pulling from as this search is taking place. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to end up rendering specific points on this particular parcel of, sorry, placer. That's what I meant, not pacer. Placer. So we did a gold scan here, and what it's going to do is give you a brief on the field, and it's going to rank the different zones based on the data that it extrapolated. Okay, and it's going to tell you the areas that you should be focusing on, right? So you can simply zoom into any one particular area. What you also have the ability to do at this juncture is turn on the heat map as far as where secondary and tertiary locations are if it hasn't made, let's say, the top 5. Okay. We can also look at the rock formation. So I can click on ground profile, and what it's going to do is read the ground and give us an idea of what type of bedrock might be underneath the surface. So that'll take just a second to promulgate. It'll tell you the depth of it. And here we go. Let me just get rid of the gold scan here, right? Microstat. And Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. That's pronounced Greywacky, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So it's going to tell you the soil column. It's going to tell you the type of bedrock it is, slate, Greywacky. It's going to tell you its magnetic content. It's going to identify what this is or isn't. By the way, if I was interested, I can, if you take a look at this small map here, I can expand that out. Okay. I can move up and down. But I can also, if I didn't like this area, I can move the perimeter anywhere I want. I can reanalyze it right here. I can change the view from satellite to LiDAR. And I have a lot of programs open right now, right? But it'll end up rendering crystal clear once it settles, right? We also have the ability to change once again over to the historical topo, okay? We can change the latitude, longitude from there, right? We can also place flags. So if you're prospecting and you wanted to plant a flag on any particular area on this parcel, I can simply click on it and look at a prospect site, right? Add prospect site here, determine the type of deposit, the claim status, confidence level, water source, access notes. I can upload photos. I can save a flag right then and there. I can refer back to it if I want, right? And lastly, and this tool isn't quite finished yet, but lastly, what I have the ability to do is change the surface. So for anyone that is already using iLiDAR, we have the ability to essentially look and see what the ground looks like from underneath. We have 2 different tools for that here. I can change the surface from solid to dots. It should be a screen or grade. I can change the opacity of it. And what that gives me the ability to do is kind of see what the terrain looks like from underneath, from any angle. Okay. I can, of course, change the vertical exaggeration if I wanted to get a better look at it. Or I can actually do glass, right? And all that really means is that I can literally go through the terrain and look back up and pull out and see what the terrain might look like from underneath of that particular area. Okay, so this is a tool that that is not quite ready yet. It'll probably be ready in the next couple weeks, but I did want to share it with everyone and let you know that we're really excited. We've been working incredibly hard on this tool, and I think July 15th is probably when it will be released to the masses. We're having experts like Mark and others in the industry beta test it, so you can actually see it on the tool section, but it's gated because it is in beta. We're going to be releasing it to our testers over the next couple weeks. We're going to tweak things, and eventually it will be released to the general population by July 15th.
Is this going to be something that, like the other tools, that people are going to be able to, after July 15th, that people are going to be able to use credits for to test?
Great question, Merrill. There is not a credit system with PayDirt, meaning once you're a subscriber, you have unlimited access to do as many scans and searches and to hit all of the tools and functionalities that I just showed you without ever capping your searches. So it's limitless as far as that's concerned.
Very different. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right now, with everything else, if there is somebody out there who hasn't used Subterrix yet, you don't need credit card information to create an account. What usually happens is people start out with the free account, and then if they wind up liking it, and most wind up liking it, that's when they decide we need more credits than 20. But 20 credits, a lot of our tools, it's 2 credits. So you could try a whole bunch. These credits replenish at the end of every month. So I just want to encourage anybody who has not gone to Subterrix yet, created an account, create it, kick it around, see if you like it. And if you do, it's a very reasonable price to get the 300 credits elite. And now we have the gold thing starting.
Yeah, pay dirt. So I want to quickly, Merrill, because we have been going for a bit. I want to talk with Mark about coaching a little bit. So for those of you that haven't been on our lives over the last couple weeks, we are 10 days away from launching our national Subterrix coaching program. Right now, it's open for coaches to register. You can simply go to subterrix.com/ I believe it's coach or coaches. You can find it in the more section. I should know what the actual URL is. You can register depending upon your experience and the way in which you answer questions. The payouts for coach. By the way, this is all digital. This is in the comfort of your own home. You set your own time. You set your own availability. You can change that. It's fully autonomous and automated. But we are launching a coaching program in the next 10 days. So if you are a detectorist and you're looking to get some insight from folks like Mark, who is leading our coaching program, we're shooting to have about 50 coaches registered by the time we release that to the actual individual detectorist. You can certainly check that out. But Mark, from your perspective, we have you all set up in Subterrix coaching. What I'd like to do is just kind of ask you, in the time that you're going to be allocating coaching within our platform, the virtual coaching that is, because I know you do in-person coaching, and I want you to talk about that as well. Talk to me a little bit about if someone were to come to you or didn't know you as Brass Medic, or is the first time they're ever hearing about you. Talk to them a little bit about your experience, what you can help teach them, where your area of expertise is, because I think that's going to be helpful for the folks that are on the line here.
Yeah, well, I think that there's 2 groups that I mostly encounter with my current coaching that I've done. And those 2 groups are generally people who are just getting into the hobby, but there's 2 different sides of it. You have people who are budget minded. They want to know what can they get that is effective but doesn't break the bank, and what gear do they absolutely need, and what's the most affordable form of that gear. And then once they have the equipment, they want to know how to use it. But then you also have the contrary. You have people who are brand new to the hobby that have unlimited funds, and they're going to buy the best of everything, and they want to know to gear up, how do they get started? What do they need? Once they get that part of it figured out, then we're talking about how to use everything and the etiquette. But I noticed that it all starts with primarily one of those 2 questions. For the new people, it's what do I get that is affordable, or what can I get that's the best? And once you get past that, there's, like I said, there's the part of just turning the machine on, setting it up, understanding what the slang, the terminology is. Like if I were to say to you, I'm going to go out and detect this field, I might say, I'm going to go float this field for a minute and come back and then turn my recovery speed up and slow down. And some people would understand a word I'm saying. So there's that part of it, the slang, the terminology. And somebody in the comments just said, I think jokingly, can we get a coach to coach us on how to use Subterrix? Absolutely. Yeah, that would be one of the things you should use a coach on. If you're having trouble understanding the Subterrix world because there's so much stuff there, any of the coaches should be able to help you with that, because we should all be well versed on the platform. But I also have a skill set to be able to talk to you about how metal detectors work. And I think that's important for people that don't understand the difference between pulse induction and VLF, for example, and what type of detector is best for certain conditions. And then furthermore, there's things that are features of Subterrix, like permissions. You may have questions about that instead of using one of our tools, you may want to talk to me one-on-one about things that have worked for me before you create your permission slip and go out there and actually hand it to somebody. I can educate you with how that works and what that experience is like. And that's not for everybody. It's scary walking up to a landowner or knocking on somebody's door and trying to tell them that you want to metal detect. I remember one time I was metal detecting with a guy and he had one knee pad on in a park. And I said, "Why do you only have one knee pad on?" He goes, "I just didn't want to look too weird." I go, "Dude, you're already metal detecting. And one knee pad is not going to look any better than two." So it's just the funniest things. People are a little afraid of what they don't understand, what they don't know. So hopefully I can put everybody at ease with that. And I hope that my coaches, when they come in, understand that that's primarily what everybody that's knocking on a coach's door really wants to know is how can they feel comfortable with the equipment, the etiquette of it, and where do they go? How do they get permissions? And then you can get into the advanced topics like we were just talking about, learning how to use this website tool, Subterrix, or how a coil works or a circuit in a VLF versus the PI. So all of that stuff, I think, but with the primary focus on equipment, gear, and then technique, and then settings.
Yeah. So I just wanted to respond to the comment about asking for coaching on Subterrix. So first of all, I saw Debbie from American Digger say, make sure that you check out I think it was a 4-page spread on Subterrix in the July-August edition, and we're of course eternally grateful and incredibly proud to be a sponsor of American Digger magazine. But in the article, for those of you that didn't read it, what you will learn here now is that I am incredibly accessible and available. I am responding to users just as quick, if not quicker, than I am responding to Mark, Josh, or Merrill. I can't tell you how many times I've just randomly asked someone to give me a call and gave my cell phone number, and I'd walk them through the best way to use it. I think at the end of the day, our hope is to be able to create almost like a Subterrix school, a dedicated landing page that will either feature Merrill or a combination of professionals to walk through either in an open course that you can register at your convenience, right? That might be live, or through some type of recording. I can't imagine an environment where you're spending your money learning how to pay or paying for coaching to learn a program that you're paying for. I will subsidize that cost. But by all means, I'm going to put literally my personal cell phone number in the chat here. If anyone has any questions or they want to spend some time with me going through it or doing a demo, shoot me a text, give me a call, and we will schedule time. I think as a small business, we have to be cognizant that the founders or owners or equity participants have to make themselves available. I know Merrill has done that a number of times, Josh as well. So by all means.
We forgot something very important too, and I'm glad you said that. The winner of the contest also, let's put, I'll put my email address in.
Okay.
So the winner of the first contest, reach out. We'll make sure you get the prize.
Oh yeah,
let's put
for
this
sure.
back on you. Go ahead.
Okay. No, that's all I wanted to say. Yes, of course you can get coaching tips on how to detect or how to use your machine. Again, we're hoping for 50 coaches. We're also about a month away from maybe less from launching our recovery program. That's going to likely be headed up by a dear friend of mine and one of my mentors, Mike Detrani, who is a retired New York policeman, Coast Guard.
Too.
Oh, is he? Oh, hey, Mike, thanks for joining. Mike has done more for Subterrix and for me personally than anybody. He's an amazing individual. He's the president of Staten Island History Hunters, which happens to be the club that I belong to. It's the only nonprofit club in all of New York. So if anyone's inclined to make a donation, you can find Staten Island History Hunters simply by Googling them. But we are launching a recovery option or solution as well, where you can apply to be a recovery agent, and we'll be doing some marketing to get that out to the public as well. Merrill, let's do another giveaway before we run out of time here.
Sounds good.
What are we going to give away this time?
You had big plans for a certain coin, I think.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that now. Okay, so for those of you that are nuts enough to spend time with Merrill and I and Josh again for a second night in a row, yesterday Merrill set up an unbelievable guest for a show that was on his Metal Detecting NYC channel in Terry Shannon, who is a legendary pirate coin hunter that does a lot of digging down in Florida. And that really inspired me, just even having the opportunity to speak with him. He's a detectorist. He's an author. The guy's 85 years old and probably can run circles around Josh, Merrill, and I as far as getting around the beach. But that really inspired me. And as part of that, what I wanted to be able to do is offer the ability to give away what I think is an absolutely amazing coin. So you guys should see my screen right now. We're going to open up the draw for a 1497 to 1504 Spanish real during the time of Ferdinand and Isabel. So this very likely would have been something Christopher Columbus would have been carrying in his pocket. Graded, what is it graded here? Oh, a VF30 by NGC. Merrill, what should we use as the hashtag here?
Pirate.
Pirate. Okay.
You asked me.
All right, we can certainly do that. All right, bear with me 1 second, and I'll just get that set up here. No spaces. Well, you can't do a space on pirate, but
and you got to share the screen also.
Yeah, I will. Hang on.
Yep.
Let me just get it. And
hold off on the pirate for now.
No,
maybe they could put it in. Actually, yeah, it's going to be pirate.
You can. Yep. So hang on. Let's see.
Stuart, you misspelled pirate, buddy.
There's no way. Did really?
He added an extra R.
Oh, all right. So yeah, so we're giving this away. This is really just a thank you to everyone that's joined us on a Friday. We're incredibly excited to continue to bring great tools to the fingertips of the detectorist to enhance your research and analytics before you're going out to dig. So from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of the entire Subterrix team here, certainly grateful. And I'm hoping for at least 35 to 40 entries here. This is a coin that comes out of my personal collection. Just like the one that, what did we give away yesterday, Merrill?
We gave away...
no, you know what? I'm thinking of
your
radio.
Button. Your button, too, you gave away.
Yeah. So Tony and Ken, and I saw Ken's joining earlier from Adventures in Dirt and 5280 Adventures. We gave away a pretty special button a couple days ago. So this too is in my collection. It's actually sitting in my home office. Excited to give it to one lucky listener. Merrill, I'm going to have to start asking to borrow some money so that I can replenish my collection here.
Right?
How many we got? 42? All right, let's give it another, what do you say, Merrill, 15 seconds?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Let's see if we get any more entries here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, did you get in on this or no?
Oh, I'm not going to be.
Oh, you're eligible.
No,
sure.
I'm fine. I don't want to be eligible.
Okay, here we go. Oh, Angelo.
Oh,
Congrats,
nice.
Angelo. Yeah, I actually had the benefit of digging with Angelo up in northern New Jersey about 3 months ago at a nonprofit dig with my buddy Eddie Murray as well. Angelo, that is awesome, man. Congratulations. What a great thing to win. Awesome.
Yeah, that's quite
Angelo,
the coin.
just reach out to me. I don't know if you have my cell phone, but Eddie can certainly give it to you, and I'll get that shipped out in the next day or two. Sweet. All right.
I just put your email address there too.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Wow, what a great win. Okay. Josh, why don't you talk about just quickly before we go, because I know you're doing a lot of work in the background here. Talk to me about Vets Dig Beeps. Talk to me about your P cords, where people can find those P cords. I just got 25 of them today, so I don't think I told you, but I got your box. I think I did tell you I got your box. I love them so much that I bought one for every person in our metal detecting club. So Josh, tell everyone where they can find you.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
buddy.
Yeah, the P cord is the revolutionary lanyard that makes it so that you no longer have to deal with twists and tangles. Your lanyard is always right there within reach. And no matter what you do, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about losing it in the surf or in the woods or anywhere else. And it's always going to be right there. So what we did here, the big game changer is really the ball bearing swivel. It's all marine grade components. The shock cord does the job, and it's clips on anywhere you need it to clip. Attach that to your pinpointer, and even if you forget it behind, it's going to be dangling right there near your feet, good to go. So I was talking to Relic Riley the other day, and he said, man, my lanyard is outlasting my pinpointers. So that's about as good of feedback as we could get. You know what I mean? It's pretty exciting stuff. You can visit vetsdigbeeps.com and pick one up. And then we also have several retailers. Would love it. Anybody that wants to support our retailers, High Plains, West Shore Hobbies, several more. You can see them on our website. I actually got to get more on there. And thank you so much for the support. You guys do not forget, we are running an ambassador program for those of you that are content creators out there and you want to help us spread the word about how amazing Subterrix and Pay Dirt and all these amazing tools are. Reach out to me. I'm going to put my email in the chat for both Facebook and YouTube, and you're welcome to talk to me anytime. We would love to get you on the team, and there's some great incentives as well as a free elite package. Direct training from Ryan and myself and Merrill and anybody you want to hang out and talk to. We'll support you with a QR code and promo materials to help you get out and start spreading the word on how amazing this platform is. Get in there while you can, guys.
Yeah, it's a very small niche community, and we're doing everything that we can. Actually, I appreciate you bringing that up, Josh. So our base camp, and you can actually see it here, Subterrix Base Camp. We give 100 free credits every month to vets, right? So if you are a vet, whether you're active duty or retired, you can visit subterrix.com/basecamp. And you can register. We do ask for at least one form or two different forms. You'd select one of the two to verify that you are either active or retired military. We'll allocate that. And I am happy to say that we surpassed over 115 approvals in the last month of military veterans, which to me is absolutely amazing. What we have to do a better job with, and this is, I'm not just calling on the three of you that are on here with me, but the folks that are online listening to us. We also have, as Josh mentioned, the G2 program. You'll hear me say this till I'm blue in the face. We have the metal detecting community has a gray hair problem. Most of the folks that are at detecting meetings, and you see on the field are probably close or near the age of retirement. The only way that we're going to allow this hobby to not just survive, but to thrive is to get the next generation of detectorists out there. Clearly, there are some stars, right? We need to enhance that, and we need to put technology and the benefit of learning from experts like Merrill and Mark out there so that they can become the future Merrills and Mark. And the way that we really want to do that is anyone that's between the age of 13 and 25, you get 60 credits per month, every single month, to use Subterrix. No questions asked, no information requested. However, if you are under 18, you will need to put your the parents' email addresses in there. They have to approve it on your behalf, and then you have full access to it. So if you are a parent or a grandparent, please go ahead and talk to your kids or your grandkids about it. It's the only way that we're going to continue to thrive as detectorists. So, Josh, I appreciate you bringing that up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to get these younger generations in here. Joining technology in the outdoors is the best way to go, guys.
Yep. Merrill, any parting words here?
No, I would just say in closing, take advantage of the fact like you do not need a credit card to create a Subterrix account. We only want payment if, you're really inspired. If you're like, I need more of this. It's designed so that you could kick it around, so that you could see the platform. So by all means, take advantage of that, subterrix.com, and 20 credits, and they replenish at the end of every month. So I hope if you haven't been to it yet, give it a visit. If you've been there and you enjoy it, please spread the word, tell somebody else.
Yeah. Also, lastly here, if you believe that you're in a position to coach other detectorists, please go ahead and check out the coaching section. We have open enrollment right now on June 30th. If you are not a coach and you want to hire people like Mark and other professionals that are out there that can really give you some of the best tips available of all different areas, please visit that. We are formally launching that coaching program June 30th. Okay.
I want to say something about that too.
Sure.
If you have some expertise in a DS2, for example, and that's your machine and you got that thing down and you've been detecting for a long time, but you'd be afraid to be a coach because somebody might ask you about a Manicore, for example, you don't have to worry about that because when you put your app in with us, you tell us what machines you want to focus on, and that could be your specialty. So maybe you would be a person that a DS2 user would go right after because you are an expert on the DS2. And the same thing with gold, for example, or beach detecting. If you're an avid beach detectorist and you're finding the rings and you're in the surf, then they want to talk to you, not me, because I don't go into surf. So that's don't feel like you have to be the jack of all trades. You can really focus in on your expertise.
Merrill, one last thing. Josh, yourself, and I are going to be doing someone else's podcast next week, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Do you want to mention that here? Hell yeah, go ahead.
Quarter Hoarder.
Yeah. The legend himself.
Yep.
That's on the 25th, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. Yep.
The 25th. Awesome. Yeah. So quarter after, Merrill, Josh, and myself will be on there. We were on with Jason and his entire team last week. We took them through the entire tool set of Subterrix. It was funny to watch their jaws hit their desks, and they're super excited. They were a lot of fun to talk to. We're looking forward to doing their show and really going into a deep dive of the platform. I will have more on pay dirt on that show as well, but please join us and show your support. Jason is an amazing dude, and we're really excited and privileged to be invited.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. I think that's a wrap. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. We'll be back. You're going to see a lot of us. And, please hit us up with those questions. We left our emails in the audience and, any concerns or, there's something right on the site in terms of requests. I think we're getting to everything, though. It's a pretty global program. I'm really proud of it. So,
yep. Just remember for Father's Day, Dad's 26.
Oh yeah.
If you subscribe to Elite membership on the annual option, 50% off between this evening and tomorrow at midnight. There's an area that you'll be able to type that in. You don't need to worry about uppercase or lowercase. It's going to force you all uppercase, but Dad's 26. If you are inclined to upgrade, Dad's 26, 50% off. Other than that, we're really grateful for your time. I can't tell you how excited I am to have Mark head up our coaching program. You're going to see some videos coming out. We're going to be doing some pretty cool and interesting things. Mark, I can't wait to come out to California and be a student of yours myself, and just be able to hang out and watch you rock and roll, so to speak. But I'm grateful for the time that you spent with us tonight.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Have a good night.
Have a good one. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Have a great night.